While you're sleeping, your brain is doing a whole lot more than just resting. It's writing a diary, a neural diary. Every single thought, every emotion, every memory you have, it leaves a trace. But what if I told you that technology is right on the edge of being able to read that diary? That's what we're talking about today. The incredible and frankly, ethically terrifying world of neurotechnology.
So, what secrets does your brain actually give away? For the longest time, we thought of our own mind as, the final frontier of privacy, but that line is getting blurrier by the day. We now have tech that can decode brain activity with scary good accuracy, picking out images you've seen, words you've heard, even your emotional state. And let's be clear, this isn't science fiction anymore. This is happening right now, and it's knocking on our door. And this powerful tech? It's not staying locked away in some high-tech lab or hospital. Nope. It's moving right into our homes, our jobs, our everyday lives. And in the process, it's creating this brand new and deeply personal category of data, our neural data. Okay, so here's where we see this huge split. On one side, you have clinical neurotech. This stuff is heavily regulated, things like brain implants that help people with Parkinson's, truly life-changing stuff. But then there's the other side. Consumer neurotech. These are the EEG headbands and wellness apps you can just buy online. They promise to make you more focused or a better meditator. And here's the kicker. These devices are barely regulated at all. It's pretty much the Wild West for your brain data. And that, right there, brings us to the heart of the problem. Our laws, our ethics, they just haven't kept up with this insane leap in technology. It's like we're building these powerful tools to access the human mind without first writing the instruction manual on how to protect it. So, the first huge threat is to our neural privacy, and this goes way beyond someone seeing your search history. We're talking about your raw brain data, the literal electrical signals that make up your thoughts and feelings, being scooped up and analyzed, sometimes without you even fully understanding what it's revealing. This is about the privacy of your innermost self being put on the line. The second threat, well, it cuts even deeper. It's about something called cognitive liberty, which is basically your right to be in control of your own mind. See, if technology can read brain signals, it's not a huge leap to imagine it writing them too. And that opens up this whole can of worms, the possibility of manipulating your choices, tweaking your personality, or even changing your sense of who you are. This is about protecting our freedom of thought itself. And please, don't think this is some far-off dystopian fantasy. It's not. This quote from a European Parliament report shows that companies are already looking into this. Just imagine applying for a job where they assess your neural makeup. Or picture an employer monitoring your brain's focus levels in real time to decide if you're productive enough. The whole idea is being sold as a way to do cognitive risk assessment, and that has massive implications for all of us. So why should this matter to you, like right now? Well, it could mean your boss is literally watching your brainwaves. It could mean hiring algorithms start discriminating against you just because your brain activity doesn't fit some perfect, predefined mold. And it definitely means that your most private, intimate data, the essence of you, could be stored on some server somewhere with little to no real protection. Your very identity could become just another commodity to be bought and sold. Okay, so that's the scary part, but the good news is we are not powerless here. In fact, there's a global movement of scientists, ethicists, and policymakers who are pushing back and working to create a new set of human rights specifically to protect our brains. You've got pioneers like neuroscientist Raphael Yuste and amazing groups like the Neuro Rights Foundation who are really leading the charge on this. Their argument is pretty simple. Our existing human rights were written in an era before anyone could even dream of this kind of tech. They need an update for the neural age, and they need it now. And it's really important to see that this isn't some idea that just popped up yesterday. This table here shows how the concept of neuro rights has been growing and evolving since back in 2017. It's a serious global conversation, with experts from all over the world building a consensus on what we need to do to protect our minds. So what are they proposing? Well, it boils down to these 5 core neuro rights. Number 1, mental privacy. Your thoughts are yours, period. 2, personal identity. Tech shouldn't be able to change who you are without your say-so. 3, free will. Your power to make your own choices has to be protected from manipulation. 4, fair access. We have to make sure these cognitive enhancement tools don't just create a new class of the mentally rich and the mentally poor. And finally, number 5, protection from bias, making sure these new algorithms don't judge you based on your neural data. Now that fourth right, fair access, that one opens up a massive question for society. What actually happens when we can start upgrading our own minds? Because this isn't just about privacy anymore, it's about equality. The danger here is so real. We could accidentally create a two-tiered society. If getting a cognitive enhancement is something only the wealthy can afford, you could create this massive, unprecedented gap between the haves and the have-nots. It could lead to this crazy social pressure to constantly optimize your brain just to compete, creating a whole new and very personal kind of inequality.
Look, on the one hand, the promise of this technology is absolutely immense. I mean, we could potentially treat horrible conditions like Alzheimer's or depression. But on the other hand, the peril is just as big. We could end up in a society that's obsessed with optimization, where the definition of normal is always changing, and where we risk losing the beautiful, messy, authentic diversity of human thought. It's a classic double-edged sword, and believe me, the stakes could not be higher. So it really all comes down to this. We're standing at a crossroads. We have a choice to make, right now, about the kind of future we want to build with this incredibly powerful technology. The technology is not going to slow down and wait for us to figure it out. So the question for all of us is, can we make sure our ethics, our laws, and our basic human rights advance just as fast? The privacy of the human mind, our inner world, it literally depends on it. What do you think we need to do to protect it?